Homicides in Colombia hit a 12-year high last week with the death of Nathan Taylor.
2 people have been arrested for that, but we discovered the number of unsolved cases continues to grow.
ABC 17's Lucas Geiser digs into the numbers and spoke to people affected by the trend in this special report.
This is a Rick here.
The wall shows a lifetime of stories. Ricky Dunn Sr.'s life as a preacher and father details some of his time in Colombia. One framed picture captures his namesake in a moment, days before his death.
If you saw somebody getting in trouble or something, it ain't worth it, you know. Don't do that. Squash that, you know.
The younger Ricky Dunn was killed in November 2014 near the business loop. His killer remains on the loose. No arrests have been made in connection to the 2014 death.
But they say they can't do nothing till they get an eyewitness to say that they did do it.
Dunn's death was just Colombia's second unsolved homicide before 2016. The 2 years since have quadrupled that number to 8. 2 homicides in 2016 and 4 this year have remained unsolved.
We have open homicides still. You know, we have homicides that we know, the Ricky Dunn homicide is a perfect example of that. We know that there were several people that probably witnessed what had happened that night. And unfortunately, we haven't had those people come forward.
Police Department spokeswoman Brianna Larimer says help from the town is critical in solving these cases. But do detectives have adequate time to follow up on leads and find those witnesses? An ABC 17 News review of the benchmark city's data involving 26 similarly sized departments and towns shows CPD employs the least amount of detectives. CPD does better on making arrests in some types of crime, like drug and stealing cases, but it's behind the average on violent crimes, including homicides. Dunn tells me he's often left in the dark about how the investigation into his son's death is going.
We don't expect them to spend all their time, but every now and then just a call. Said, we're working on the case. It's an open case. It's ongoing. Just a call to assure us that somebody is working on it.
Advocates for the victims of homicide say it's a constant fight to keep their loved one's case relevant.
This is one of my favorites.
Roxanne Nichols' son was killed at a party 9 years ago in Jefferson City, a case that's remained unsolved so far, but had multiple witnesses.
I'm sure that the young men that know Alan and love Alan would love to go take matters into their own hands. For them to not see justice, you know, why should they become just like the person who did it?
The staffing crunch at CPD means detectives are working patrol shifts. Larimer says while detectives do have high caseloads, working on making connections as a department can also make a break in some of these unsolved cases.
This is what we try to explain as a department is we have to work together with our community. I mean, it is imperative that we do that, and it's imperative that the community feel comfortable in working with us because we have to work as a team to solve crimes that happen in this community.
Thinking along the lines, am I my brother's keeper?
The new budget year in October might mean some new assignments within CPD. While the department is in the basement as far as the number of detectives, the 2016 Benchmark Cities data shows that CPD is in the top 5 in the number of command staff members. There are 12 people from lieutenant up to chief at CPD. The average number for these departments is 8. I asked the department to share with me just how they plan on adjusting the numbers for the new budget year. I'm told the deputy chief in charge of some of those decisions is taking a look at those moves right now.
Lucas Geiser, thank you. The new Columbia budget makes 4 positions at CPD available for civilians. This allows for sworn officers to return to the force for regular police work.